6 months after Hurricane Helene, the speed of recovery efforts shocked people in the mountains.
I didn't think we could come back, but we did.
A look at the success of getting life back to normal for some, while others struggle to survive.
Smoke is on the move from wildfires in western North Carolina. Why it could be in the sky over the Triad over the next 2 days.
Plus, a Reesville basketball star reaches new heights despite his small size. His journey to the top of North Carolina hoops. But first tonight, this face, it says it all. The thrill of victory isn't hard to spot on the face of Cooper Flagg. Good evening, I'm Chad Silber.
And I'm Sydney Moore. Duke's championship hopes are still alive. Maybe you just watched the Blue Devils cruise to a win over Arizona, sending them to the Elite Eight. We've got live team coverage tonight, breaking down the game, getting fan reaction, and looking ahead to the Elite Eight.
Let's start with Jalen live in Newark, New Jersey tonight. Jalen, the boys in blue were hot tonight.
Chad, I tell you what a game we just witnessed here in Newark. As you can see, the fans are filing out the Prudential Center as the final buzzer just sounded as the Duke Blue Devils advanced to the Elite Eight with the 100-93 win over Arizona. Now let's start in the first half where it was all about Cooper Flagg and Con Knippel. The pair combined for 28 points to give Duke the 6-point lead at the break. In the second half, the Blue Devils, their lead grew to as many as 19 points, but at that point, that's when Arizona, it's more specifically Caleb Love, brought the Cats back into this one thanks to 33 points from the former Tar Heel. He actually scored all 33 points in the last 8 minutes of the half into the second half, so he didn't score basically the first 11 minutes of play. We'll have more coming up for you in sports from Newark, but until then, back to you guys in the studio.
Jalen, thanks so much. We will catch up with you a little bit later. If you watch enough sports, you know wins and losses typically come down to a few key elements. Tonight it was a different story. WFMY News 2's Logan Campbell is here breaking down a game-changing performance from Duke's star.
Yeah, Chad, I'll give you 2 words as to why Duke won tonight. Cooper Flagg. The freshman's buzzer-beating 3 right before half skyrocketed this team into another dimension in the second half. Now, coming out of the locker room, Duke made 21 of their 24 shots to jump out to a double-digit lead, and it truly was an all-around performance for Flagg. He had a season-high 7 assists, 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks. And while Arizona cut the lead down to 6 late in the game, it was Duke's defense down the stretch paired with Flagg's clutch free throws that allowed the Blue Devils to pull away with the win. There's lots to unpack in this game. We'll go through it all, plus a preview of what to expect in the Elite Eight matchup against Alabama in sports.
Logan, thank you. Thursday night at Triad bars can sometimes be pretty quiet. Tonight's crowd was far from it. WFMY News 2's Nixon Norman is live in Greensboro with plenty of basketball fans.
Sydney, Duke has done it again. I've spent part of my night here at Tailgaters on Battleground, speaking with Duke fans both on and off camera about what made this season so exciting to watch. First, I spoke with Chet Asbill. He has been a Duke fan since birth, riding with them every step of the way, he says. For him, one of the most exciting parts of this season has been watching Duke player Cooper Flagg, saying Flagg's injury just 2 weeks ago made him nervous.
I thought he wasn't going to be able to come through in the NCAA tournament, and he did. So
Cooper Flagg?
Cooper Flagg. Yeah,
Who is that kid?
It was a scare. A phenom. Yeah, he is a phenom. I've never seen anything like him before in my life.
Sterling Smith is also a lifelong Duke fan, and with Duke now the only North Carolina team left and the only ACC team left still standing in men's basketball, Smith says it comes as no surprise to him.
No, it doesn't surprise me at all. There's a lot of other teams in the ACC that have done really well, and we've put in a lot of other teams that weren't initially a part of the ACC, and they've also done really well. And the SEC has done really well as well. There's been a lot of stuff going on with, I think, with college basketball, but it does not surprise me that Duke is in it right now.
Both men say they hope to see Duke go all the way, and they hope Cooper Flagg will stay for another season. Live in Greensboro, I'm Nixon Norman, WFMY News 2.
And they'll probably continue to get more foot traffic. Nixon, thank you so much. We've got more March Madness tomorrow. Ole Miss and Michigan State tip off at 7:09. Auburn and Michigan follow. Just like tonight, our late news will follow right after.
Coming up, a Reidsville basketball star was just named best in the state. Lots of people are proud of Deontay Neal, but they don't come close to the way his dad feels.
I'm the most proud father ever. You know, he's a great kid.
How their bond on the court has helped the junior take his game to the top of our state, coming up in about 11 minutes.
Moving over to weather, hitting both sides of our state, dry conditions have wildfires burning in the mountains and on the coast. 8 wildfires have burned more than 8,100 acres in the state. Those in the mountains triggered evacuation orders and a state of emergency. None of those fires have sparked in our area, but that does not mean we will not feel any impacts, Tim. Winds could push some of that smoke into our skies.
Sydney, we haven't seen this yet, but now I expect it'll start to change. Friday and Saturday, both of those days are nice blue sky. Well, it could turn a little gray and smoky. Let me show you what I mean. Let's look at the wide view across the state. Here we are in the Triad, right in this location. This is an estimate of right now where that smoke is across the state. There are the fires out west. It's starting to blow our way as the wind is shifting around out of the southwest direction at times on your Friday and at times on your Saturday. Notice how those fires kind of come and go and they send those smoke plumes toward us. We'll likely see that in the sky, a little bit of a haze across the area, and you might even be able to smell it faintly as well. If you do, that's where it's coming from. Now, what about the air quality? It's expected to be in the moderate range. That's not really bad. It's more just something to keep an eye on, especially for folks that do have respiratory conditions. Hey, otherwise, it's a pretty nice day of weather. Upper 40s in the morning, upper 70s in the afternoon, but we will have to watch that smoke. It could put a damper on some really nice weather over the course of the next 2 afternoons. The winds are gusty as well, which means the fire danger, well, it still remains high with all that dry air.
Tim, thank you. A man is in critical condition tonight after an attack in High Point. Police responded to an assault call and found a 62-year-old man with serious injuries. Officers arrested 29-year-old Connor Johnson. He is in jail tonight without bond. Investigators haven't said what led to the assault.
News tonight, Guilford County Crime Stoppers is looking for someone who broke into several cars at the Coliseum. Investigators shared this picture of a man accused of busting into cars last weekend. If you know something, call Crime Stoppers.
The former Greensboro mayor formally launched a campaign today to get his old job back. Robbie Perkins lost the job in 2013 to current Mayor Nancy Vaughn. As we've been telling you, she is not running again. Mayor Pro Tem Mary Kay Abuzawader launched her campaign for mayor yesterday.
A fundraiser for an Alamance County Sheriff Sergeant shattered its goal. The Sheriff's Office says a fundraiser for Sergeant John Moon raised more than $13,000. Moon recently had his leg amputated after a doctor discovered an infection in his foot. Before joining law enforcement, he worked as a teacher and high school basketball coach. He spent decades serving people, so the Sheriff's Office says the fundraiser is just a small way of repaying that service.
We have seen it all in the 6 months since Helene pulverized the mountains. The horror of entire towns washed away. The heartbreak of someone realizing their home is gone.
Above all else, we've seen hope. The storm bent the spirit of our state. It couldn't break it.
Hurricane didn't test my faith. It confirmed it.
It's that kind of resolve that keeps someone going, like a woman we met who has to sleep in a public bathroom.
WFMY News 2's Ben Briscoe met someone facing that reality and learned how people in the mountains have tried to heal.
6 months after Hurricane Helene, there are still public showers set up in the middle of Old Fort for whoever needs them. I talked with one woman who says she not only uses it to get clean, but on really cold nights, her best option is to sleep inside one of the stalls.
A public bathroom should not be a home.
Really rough. Really rough.
Brooke Lanning says on cold nights, she sleeps inside one of these temporary shower stalls. They can't be more than 10 feet long and 3 feet wide. When Old Fort flooded, Brooke says she lost her place to live. She says people have tried to help, but she doesn't qualify for the aid or there's some other problem.
Ex bought me a building, but I don't have anywhere to put it.
So 6 months after Hurricane Helene, She thinks her best option is still sleeping in the showers.
I'll live. How am I get through this?
Down by the water and the worst of the damage.
There's nothing here but dirt. I mean, our whole house was gone.
Paul Grindon is building the foundation for his next chapter, living in a temporary trailer the state will provide for the next 6 months.
I turned 79 yesterday, and this is to start over again. It's just unbelievable, just unbelievable. My truck washed away, my Harley washed away, my house washed away, everything I had washed away. But
These are photos that were taken prior to the storm and then after the storm.
At Town Hall,
This area was one of the harder hit areas.
Mayor Pamela Snipes keeps these photos up as a daily reminder of how far her hometown has come.
The first 24, 48 hours, I thought the town of Old Fort was gone. I didn't think we could come back, but we did. And we will continue to go forward.
Crews are still working around the clock to clean up damage.
And now we have water, we have power, we have sewer, we have cell phone service.
And volunteers are working to build more small shelters, many far away from their own homes. Visiting from Ohio.
Having a heart for people who have lost everything and just wanted to help.
And Pennsylvania.
Love my neighbor.
As horrible as it's been, everything has a silver lining. People came together, people are still helping each other, and the town is improving.
Everyone trying not to dwell in the past, but focus on a place to live in the future.
you can't get upset. You can only cry so much.
In Old Fort, I'm Ben Briscoe.
The most destructive storm in state history has required an unprecedented response. Here's just a few highlights. Thousands of people remain in temporary housing. Workers have removed 6 million cubic yards of debris and repaired more than 80% of public roads. The state has provided more than $30 million in relief to small businesses.
Recovery on the Blue Ridge Parkway has also been a slow process. About 3/4 of the 200 miles in our state remain closed. The National Park Service identified 8 areas getting the next round of focus. They all have significant damage from landslides. Work is expected to continue through the fall. There's no telling when the full parkway could reopen.
Recovering from the storm has had different looks. Many donated time, money, or supplies. A young woman in Blues Creek joined those efforts. She's collecting hundreds of prom dresses. She says the storm took away so many normal things from this school year. She's hopeful that a prom dress can help them reclaim some of that.
I hope the girls there kind of just have a night where they just kind of forget everything that's happened in the past 6 months. I think every girl deserves to feel beautiful, and prom night was a night that I felt I could make a difference.
She'll make the delivery next week.
Being named best high school player in the state typically leads to a long list of D1 offers. Well, that's not the reality for Reidsville's Deontay Neal. His underdog journey and his hope for the future. Next.